Okay, the Carolina Panthers are interested in acquiring Baker Mayfield, or at least that's the report. They are doing what the Cowboys will call their due diligence. Just snoop around. Robbie Anderson said he didn't want Baker Mayfield to be his quarterback. I think Baker's an okay quarterback. I think, until he got hurt last year, the years prior, he was decent, and you can have a good running game with Christian McCaffrey and have a good passing offense with Robbie Anderson, and also for DJ Moore. So I think it'll be interesting. Now draft week is officially less than 2 weeks away. If you're seeing this, however, on Friday, Thursday or Friday, this would be a week away. April 28th through the 30th. ESPN, the lack thereof of a draft, of saying, well, we just drafted people who are available. But some of their draft choices for some teams, especially like the Cowboys and Patriots, it's not even what they need. The Cowboys need offensive linemen in terms of guard and wide receiver help, and they said, ESPN said that they were only going to go for real defensive players like George Karlaftis and stuff like that, which is fine, but both offensive guards were on the board. In fact, Tyler Linderbaum was on the board. And his whole reason was, they know they need help, so I wouldn't be surprised if they drafted offensive guard, but I have them picking Karlaftis. That was his reason. And then, it got worse. Then, there was other teams that they needed a corner, and they had him picking a defensive tackle. Like, ESPN, get it right. Actually pay attention to what a team needs. A defensive tackle, a corner, a guard, a quarterback, whatever. Pay attention. This is telling you, you're too worried about social justice and all that stuff, which is fine, be it real. No, but this is a sports thing. We're trying to tell you the draft is important. The NFL, along with any other sport, is focused on the past, the present, and the future. The draft is about the future. We should not be concerned about what we think they may need. More, actually, look at what they do need. It's not that hard. It's not a difficult conversation. And finally, one last thing. We're going to talk about the game between the Nets and the Celtics. That's right, we're going to do some NBA a little bit. Now, the game obviously ended with a buzzer beater by Jason Tatum. But it was a very interesting game. I like the fact that the referees allowed them to be a little more aggressive and a little more physical. I don't like the fact that there were so many fouls, but if that's the only thing I have, I think it was done really well. Kyrie had 31 points, though he got booed every time he touched the ball, until he actually started making points. Kevin Durant, first off, Kevin Durant has to have a better game. He scored 23 points, so the points don't look bad. He was 9 for 24 for his field goal. That's terrible. That's not good by any means. That's not good at all. In fact, he made less than 30% of his shots that he was taking. Where Tatum got 31 points, Al Horford had 20 points, Jaylen Brown had 23 points, Marcus Smart had 20 points. Now, granted, the Nets have a hard time rebounding. I don't think this is where it started, though. No siree. This started because Bruce Brown, when the Nets won the play-in game, as the Cavaliers, who were just completely decimated with injuries. Bruce Brown said that he could see them. He believes that the Nets would sweep the Celtics because they can't stop anybody without Robert Williams. That we're too good. We're this. We're that. And then Kevin Durant sat down, and the reporter said, "Well, this is what Bruce Brown said." And Kevin Durant shook his head. He was like, "These young guys don't know anything. They think that just because you say it in the media, it's not going to affect anything. It does. People take that personally. And I can guarantee you the Celtics took that personally, and it was a fight. This was a 12-round fight that went to the final seconds. The Nets crawled back from 15 down, ended up getting like 30 to 14 run. And then here comes the Celtics. They roar back. And in the final seconds, the last turn down for the Nets, Kyrie's dribbling the ball for it seemed like forever. Tries to cross the lane. Two guys are guarding him. He's forced to get rid of the ball. Gets it to Durant, who's getting covered by Tatum, who I believe will be that battle through the whole series will be important. Tatum on Durant, Durant on Tatum. Probably two best. Kevin Durant is one of the best shooters in our game. Jason Tatum's one of our younger superstars in the making. And if he can beat Durant in the Nets, that would be impressive. But he did a great job at defense, and he actually forced Durant just to throw it up there. He hits the front of the rim, which if he had hit that shot, that would have been insane. The Celtics had a timeout, decided not to use it, and did what they had done since January 23rd. They just started passing so quickly. So they got the ball to Smart, who got the ball to. They have Brown bring it up, who passes to Smart. Smart cuts a little bit and then passes to Tatum, who spins and gets the final layup with no time left on the clock. Yes, they had to review it, but the basket counted. I think if you're the Nets, you cannot afford. This Celtics team is pretty good. You can't afford to give them any bulletin board material. But it was a great game, and I hope, as the announcer had said, we could even see 6 more games of this. What people said that could be the best series of the year, could be the best series that we've seen in a long time in the NBA.